Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Counselor's Office. I'm Mr. Gaming Counselor, and we are back as another update to an update to an update. Bungie has come out a day ago about their response to the issue that people have complained for essentially since it came out at class exotic items, which kicked off the issue of people having to AFK micro to bypass bad game design, which then caused Bungie to have to react by nerfing open world chest farming, which then they end up breaking to where no one could get anything, to where then Bungie had to go fix that, which led to where we're at, where they finally decided, okay, we're making it bannable to do AFK macros. Kind of. We'll get to that in a minute. And so it was interesting to see the community get upset, and people were commenting like, you're blowing it out of proportion. No, not everyone is upset about it. And if you look at the video that I did, it has almost 5,000 views. Yeah, I'm going to say, granted, I'm just a small sample size, but there's not much left in sample size when it comes to the Destiny community anyways. So this is a really good indicator where, like a vibe check of where everyone's at. Most people are upset. The people that are trying to defend Bungie for some of the changes are the small population and console players, which we'll get to that. But let's jump into, will attunement save Destiny? That's not even the real question. Is it too little too late, right? They finally addressed the problems that people have talked about for so very long. Finally. But is it enough? No. It is just another band-aid solution. This will absolutely not bring people back to Destiny, and it really doesn't fix the overall problem of it being bad, a bad system. And I know there's people that are trying to defend and say, well, but Bungie has done so much to fix the problem. They had overthrows and a double loot. You can get double loot from dual Destiny. And I do want to go down the line of all the things that they're doing to rectify the problem, because that's the problem. People think, oh, it's all about people are upset because they can't AFK anymore. And there's like two different camps. There's people that actually were abusing AFK and Crucible and like other places, mostly Crucible. And I get that. And that's really scummy and should be banned. Those people will still be doing it, and we'll talk about that. But yeah, this change is not going to stop those people. You're still going to get teabagged by people that are using macros. So there's that. But most people didn't really start AFK macroing outside of like XP, which is still a pain point of the game. We'll talk about that too. But it wasn't until the classics items, the class exotic farm became such monotonous, unfun. Of course, no one wants to play the game to do this, but they want to play the game, so that's why they do it. And I think a good way to sum it up is, I got a couple pictures of some comments, so it's not just me. So here we go. Let's look at this. It's not about that. They aren't defending these people in terms they shouldn't use it, but instead they're looking at the reason why this is happening in the first place, where before it never was that big of a problem in terms of many people were actually doing it. A lot of people weren't actually doing AFK, period. There was a very niche thing. AFK farming is a symptom, and that symptom got increasingly worse because the root issue was always there and made worse. They designed cool missions, cool activities, but they are actually fun. But are they actually fun and engaging? I farmed Borderlands 3 legit. Gameplay caught because it was fun and satisfying. What they're doing is not. Yeah, how it is to farm for exotic class items are not fun, and they're not rewarding, which is why people AFK'd. That's exactly why people AFK. And don't get me wrong, this system is good if it actually is tuned well and this is me giving feedback because it's subject to change, right? They very clearly say it's subject to change. So I'm going to give my feedback. And let's talk about it. Attuning to a perk will increase the chance for exotic class items to drop with the selected perk. Only one perk may be attuned at a time. Now, I already had some weirdo trying to like calculate numbers, and you're dumb. I just want you to know you're dumb. It says chance. And if this is anything like Onslaught, previously it was 50%, now it's 60%, but I'm going to go on a baseline. If it's not around 80 or even guaranteed, this system does not change. There's 64 random rolls per character. All you're doing is you're increasing the chance of you not getting a dupe, but there's still a chance that you're going to get a bunch of dupes, which fundamentally doesn't fix the problem that people have with it. It's like slight dupe protection. And that's a theme that I want you to hold on to when we're discussing about Bungie not solving problems, the symptoms, not taking actual feedback. And I really want you all to focus in on the fact that Bungie isn't for the player, it's for the company. How can they keep players engaged? And I also want to make it very clear, no one is asking for handouts. I don't know who's stupid and brain dead who thinks that everyone who AFK farms wants a handout. And I'll admit, I have every role I want, so this has no impact on me. But before I even did AFK, I did Dual Destiny, and I farmed the crap out of it because I enjoyed Dual Destiny. But they took away the double drops, which the community begged them not to. And guess what happened? As soon as they did, not only did the player count start going down, but also people start AFKing more aggressively because of that. Yes, there's always a population that was always going to complain because they don't want to do Dual Destiny, and that's a whole conversation on its own. But the people that actually would play the game don't want to play something for 10, 15 minutes to get one drop, and then you find out it's something you already have. It feels bad. So that's where that's the problem. And Bungie refused to, again, listen to community feedback. And these are a lot of feelings that we're putting out, but these are backed by actual facts. Let's prefer to data. As you can see, Destiny, within the last 2 months, has lost 80% of its player base. People out there are going to try to defend and say, oh, it's not a big deal. But I want you to realize that losing 80% of your player base is not good. And yes, the choices and actions that Bungie has taken has led to this. And it's not just the banning of AFK. Like, I'm not going to say, oh, they're banning macros, so people are going to leave, even though there are people that are definitely going to leave. It's the refusal to make things fun and respect your time. If a game doesn't respect your time, it doesn't respect you and the effort you put into it, people are going to leave. Or they're going to circumvent the system, which is what people were doing with AFKs. Now, do I think people are going to still AFK? Absolutely. People are going to still AFK. Like, listen, we'll get to more in detail on that. But when you don't listen to your community, they leave and they play games that do. And that's a bottom dollar. Again, if it's like Onslaught and people are like, oh, Onslaught was so good because of the tuning. And I agree. I liked it because it was worth the activity was fun. I liked grinding Onslaught. Also, it gave decent loot. It wasn't as good as it should have been until the tail end, when it was very aggressively like giving you a bunch of stuff at the end after they did multiple buffs to the drops. After, again, the community complained and they actually listened, which is funny that they listened then and they're not listening now. But the 50% was okay because you're getting multiple drops. You're not getting multiple drops of a classics item when you run Dual Destiny, except for your first time. Whoa, I run once a week. So people are like, we love the double drops, and Bungie clearly made it a feature, but for one time. They could have left it as that, where you just get double drops, but instead they're like, you only get for once a week. Once a week. If they were for the gamers, they would just make it double loot, and it would incentivize people to actually play the mission more than once. But again, Bungie is for themselves and not the gamers. They don't care about the community. Everything you see, even this attunement, is just them showing the attunement is in response to them retaliating against people that made them look bad. Absolutely. They banned the people that made the AFK macros, all 6 of them. They used the guise of, oh, there's more we can't show. And there was like a whole thing about people trying to defend Bungie not showing things because, oh, cheaters are going to be able to circumvent if they know. But they already are. Like, what are we talking about? Cheaters have been in this game for years. People have been zimming. Like, let's look. Nope. Nope. Nope, that's not it. I have a bunch of files up. There, Jake talking about the dip in player counts, just to really reinforce the whole player count. Here we have Destiny 2 trials hits the lowest player population since 2021. I imagine why. Because there's cheaters. Oh, here we are. Here's a perfect. This is the problem with Bungie. It's a bigger issue than just AFK. Is the fact that Bungie doesn't listen to the community. And here's some good points that extends this. Here's what ran this mode into the ground. F-tier rewards, which the community has complained about. Fire team-based matchmaking, which the community has complained about. Flawless pulls and challenger practice pool, which the community has complained about. Horrendous sandbox that takes forever to get patched, which the community has complained about. Abysmal map rotation. You guessed it. Community has given years of feedback about. Hard, soft cheaters. Again, been around for years. Community's been complaining about for years. And then also the fact that there's still people zimming, which Grenadier Jake emphasized. Deal with the cheaters. I know I'm a broken record of this, but so many clans players blatantly abuse things like Cronus and Zim without punishment. It pushes legit players away. But unironically, people who are thinking, oh, they finally made AFK macros bannable. Yes, finally, haha, take that, losers. And what they don't realize is people are still going to use the people that actually do abuse AFK macros, or not AFK, but macros in general. They're still going to do that. And they're still not going to get in trouble because people are using Zimmers, and that was bannable, what, a year or 2 ago? So let's not act like, oh, Bungie's really stopping and solving anyone's problem here. PvE people, you're still getting screwed over. PvE people, you're still getting screwed over. People put too much faith in Bungie thinking that they can solve a problem. They can't. They're incompetent. They have shown nothing. They have given you nothing to have faith in them. And I know there's great developers in Bungie who love the game and really are passionate about it, but their passion and desire to make a good game is stifled by bad leadership. As long as there's bad leadership, you could have the best developers in the industry, but you're still not going to be able to accomplish anything because you are stopping them from achieving potential. And that's what Destiny has. It has potential, but the wrong people are leading it. Oh, I'm sorry. We're probably never going to get a solution to main problem issues in Destiny because Pete Parsons too busy checking out his 30 cars on his yacht to actually care about the community, which is funny that people are so quick to defend Bungie, a $1 million company, probably more, who knows. And you think Pete Parsons over there like, thanks, dude. I saw you comment on that video. You really defended me. Thanks. Here, have a car. No, they don't give a crap about you and your sweaty nerd balls. They don't give a crap. They don't care nearly as much as half the people on the internet care about you. You think you're just the bee's knees because you defend Bungie? Get out of here. People need to wake up and smell the fresh air. Stop caring about a company that doesn't care about you. Let's see. I got some cliff notes. XP, it's loot. Let's see. I think I have a comment that I saved. Here it is. I made a comment in my previous video about XP not being considered loot. Now, XP not only gives you these legendary, exotic, and Everest engrams, but also give you weapons, armor, ornaments, glimmer, and bright dust from the battle pass. First off, this is what we're going to. This right here. That Out of everything I say, this is people who defend Bungie, by the way. Out of all the things I say and the symptoms, by the way, not everyone was abusing it for that. A lot of people were trying to circumvent, trying to unlock all the artifact mods because they don't want a bounty horde, which has been something that the community has complained about. They don't want a bounty horde. They just want to play the game. And XP, unless you're spending hours and hours and hours, sure, if you spend your entire life in a game, it's reasonable. But there's no reason why I shouldn't be able to run a couple of raids. Full raids, by the way, not just one mission, like one little encounter, but full raids and get multiple levels of on my pass or unlocking artifact mods. Like, that's in game. It should be the most rewarding. You should encourage your players to play, not horde bounties, not have to do chores in the challenges, which, by the way, are on a weekly lock list. So it's time gated. So you can't even farm as many, challenges as you want. Again, another time-gated thing that people have complained about. And most people who are preparing for day ones or raids in general want the artifact mods to go. If you removed artifact mods from the XP gains and you just gave them unlocked, that most people wouldn't care about AFK. Hell, if people are excited and want to play the game, then they will very quickly unlock the battle pass. I literally hoarded a bunch of bounties and I unlocked the first battle pass and artifacts. And then just by playing the game, doing the raids and grandmasters, I unlocked the second tier with challenges. It happened naturally because I was trying to do things from the final shape. This is probably one of the rare times that I didn't AFK because the game was actually entertaining, especially Dual Destiny. I was doing that a lot and I was getting a lot of, doing that multiple times. I was getting some experience. It was nice. It could have been more rewarding, but it's an exotic quest, whatever. But people out here really stretching, oh, XP is a gateway to loot. XP is not loot. XP itself is not loot. It just gives you access to loot. Yes, people are gonna be so focused on trying to defend one segment of a whole argument about the symptom. I'm gonna slap back and say XP is not loot. XP gives you access to loot, which is cosmetics from Bright Dust. Like, we're really gonna argue about, oh my god, he got so much bright, he got so many like bright engrams. Look at all the legendary ships and ghosts he got. Oh, he got transmat. You dirty cheater, you got free transmats. Oh my god, you can't even buy those very much in the store. Oh, cheater. People are so freaking stupid. There's a reason why this community's dying. But it's not everyone. I would say, based on community sentiment about the video and reaction to the video, I would say more than most of the people are calling out against it. It's just the vocal minority that are just too stupid. They are literally what we call doormats. They go through life letting people step on them, abuse them, take their money. Hell, you could go up to them and just take money out of their pocket. They'd probably bend over naturally because they're used to Bungie doing it. But literally, they have no respect for themselves. They have no respect as a gamer or their time. And listen, if you love wasting your time grinding on bad stuff, go for it. No one can stop you. If you enjoy it, that's great. But there is absolutely no way you can try to turn around and get a plate full of dog shit and then try to sell it as chocolate ice cream and saying, you guys are wrong. This is chocolate ice cream. It's so good. You're missing out. No, it's dog shit. You can eat it and enjoy it, but you can't sell it to someone else. We're far intelligent to know that that is not actual ice cream. That is not chocolate ice cream. We don't want it. You can eat it in your bubble, enjoy. We're not going to. Also, I'm just a lot of the negative comments have come from console players. I guess they have been shafted for so long and they are tired of being bullied by PC players that they are so desperate to try to get a win against PC. Because let's be honest, they have the inferior. Now, do I say all PC? There's some guy in PC like, yo, I'm on your side. Why are you getting on me? I have a console. Please don't bully me. Please don't pick on me. But listen, I'm not bullying you and I'm not trying to bully anyone. I'm just stating facts here. PC is the superior machine in every spec, in every regard. And that's the reality. But these comments, I saved one. I've banned like 20, 30, probably 30 comments from PC users that look like this. As a console player, I say stay mad. And I reply, as a PC gamer, stay stuck on an inferior machine. And look how he doesn't have an argument because he cries. I know it's a laugh emoji, but he's crying inside because he knows it's true. And a lot of these console players know it's true. And here's the sad thing. There are so many console players out there that are like, yeah, you PC players get what you deserve. And listen, I feel for you. You've had to raw dog this horrible, horrible process of getting these exotics. But what I don't understand is why we're not standing in unity against Bungie, because if they actually improve the game, you would be benefiting from it. Like, instead of calling people out who are upset about this, you should be with them being like, yeah, Bungie, that's pretty screw of you. We've had to deal with this. So fix your game, make it fun. Again, I guess maybe console players are used to being used as doormats. I don't know. But a lot of the dislikes come from console players because they're, I guess, seething that people got easier exotics than them. It is crazy. Here's another one. So best way to explain console players. They decided to work smarter and not harder. PC players. And something that no one, especially solo players, would have any idea knowing they were AFK farming in their own private patrol, as it affects no other person's gameplay. True. And what leads to what I've been seeing is envy because people couldn't do it themselves. Instead of addressing the root problem as why this symptom is happening in the first place, these instead gaslight and shift focus from the problem to the symptom. And console people only feel, well, if it's bad for us, then it's got to be bad for them. A literal bring everyone down with the ship mentality instead of let's fix the problem then. Exactly. That is the problem with some of these brain dead console players. Listen, I didn't realize how dumb some console players are, and I'm throwing a lot of shade, but my God, it's like, if I stand with community and I get upset at Bungie or not fixing problem, I don't have problem no more either. It's hard to understand. It's so hard. It's not hard. It's not hard. We stand in unity, which again, I don't know if it's just console players or a small pocket, but small, just obviously their words mean nothing in comparison to the people who mostly agree. Like if I go through the comment section, you're going to get a lot of people who agree versus disagree. Granted, I also banned 30 console players who just spam the most brain dead stuff. Also, again, another just like, here's this. You got to be careful. I am going to throw Bungie a bone. Apparently, they are doing due diligence on giving these to people who are using class item arm or have in the past. But there's also been reports that people who haven't done it are also getting this. Again, people who haven't used macros, you've got it. There's really no way to confirm or disconfirm. Really, there isn't. I'm sorry. I'm always going to be very cynical of people who get this kind of stuff and be like, I didn't do it. Like, there's no way we can tell. Like, I want to believe you and I want to give you the benefit of the doubt, and I will give you some slight benefit of the doubt because Bungie has false banned people in the past and has admitted it. Like the Destiny Foundry guy, he got falsely banned and then the community outraged and they unbanned him. He already quit his job on that. He's like, screw that. Funny enough, the guy that got a special pass is also making fun of Bungie and people who are like, I guess, being upset or glad that AFK farming is going away. Well, hopefully everyone whose experience was negatively impacted by macro users improves. I guess the in-game player trading marketplace will have less bots selling exotic class items. Looking forward to grinding 40 million XP to be on level for GMs. And that, honestly, that is funny. People are so like against AFK as if it really hurt them. Oh man, the economy, you know, it's funny. People use macros AFK to farm like enhancement shards by buying certain things when it was being sold and then deleting it, and so people just macro on that. Man, I can't believe those cheaters of those macros. Oh my God, they got so many enhancement cores. Like the economy is so broken now. Oh my God, I can't believe the guy that got the classic Zide item, he's now doing crazy shenanigans and raids, and it's directly impacting my experience because he has it and I don't. Oh my God. I'm obviously being very facetious because people who make these comments and really believe that it makes some kind of impact because, oh my God, what you did hurt me. It's so unfair because you got something. Like, it's life, get over it. Holy crap, dude. And I know someone made a comment about, like, hey, it's their game, they can do whatever they want. And you are right, they can kill their game. By all means, continue to push away your community. Just saying, they can do whatever they want. Absolutely, they can do it. It's their game. They can change TOS whenever they want. I don't think that's the main problem. People are just leaving because they're tired of tone deaf responses from Bungie. Let's see. Let's go to this. This is their new updates. Also, unironically, some of the AFK fixes have also hurt people who legit do it. You didn't mention that their chest fix even effed over people like me who were legit farming overthrows for these class items. They made it 1 in 3 to 1 in 5 odds. So stupid. Yeah, so there were actually people that made like the best routes to farm the open world chests, and those people got immediately nerfed. People who actually did it legit got punished. I absolutely think they should revert the change. Will they? Probably not, because they don't listen to the community, which again goes back to the main concern. Bungie doesn't listen to the community. They do everything half-butt. They don't put effort into it. Imagine if we got double drops from Dual Destiny. People would go back to farming it, like, heavily. Imagine if they reverted the nerfs to the open world chest. People would go back to playing it legit because you couldn't be able to AFK without being banned, because now it's in their terms and services. Imagine doing things that's pro gamer and not pro. Let's literally built in this self-inflated farm. Again, Borderlands was a great example from a comment from my video. The reason people love Borderlands is that it's a looter shooter. You can chase very rewarding drops, farm bosses, and it wasn't egregious. Hell, look at Warframe. Warframe has an amazing community, a great development team, great company that actually respects their players and their time. And the farm, the rewards are rewarding. The time you spent is respected, and it's 100% a free game. Now, there's obviously some pain points, like crafting taking sometimes like a day or so. Absolutely, every game has their pain points, but most of the time it's rewarding and it's fair. No one likes how exotics are right now, or at least the exotic class items. No one does. No one does. Let's not act like they do. And are they going to come back with attunement? No. Let's see. People not fighting the issue. Crazy thing, there are players that support Bungie's brain dead decision. So now the game is losing its player base due to Bungie and toxic players. A reply. Dude, a lot of people focusing on very specific things in the video, but actually ignoring 90% of the problem. Like it's tunnel vision to defend Bungie. Yet everyone else is the issue. These people legit believe they're not the issue, along with Bungie for listening to them. Absolutely. What else we got? Oh, Bungie ball fondlers. God, I love Bungie ball fondlers. I'm always left baffled by those who defend Bungie. With those ball lickers, I call them ball fondlers. They've evolved from bootlickers, going as far as to attack anyone who's against this ban and saying it's cheating. Yes, I'm cheating by moving around in a PvE zone, opening chests for items that already have awful drop rates. I guess my crafting micro in Final Fantasy is cheating to those ball lickers. If I had already completed the exotic class item quest, I'd attempt a stream where I try to get a single class item before I finished all 4 Jaw films. Then realize they'd be unfair because I'd be too busy doing something I enjoy. I'm gonna be honest, I don't know what necessarily that implies, but I digress. The community is now cheering Bungie W for the attunement stuff. Yes, Bungie totally hasn't added stuff the community has wanted for years in order to try to delay the game's inevitable death. No, that's impossible. Yes, it's obviously desperation. I'm under the impression that a Destiny 2 player could get cucked by a Bungie employee and they thank the employee for the content instead of kicking the employee's teeth in. The community has zero self-respect. Absolutely. And let's go over here. Over here we say, I can't wait for the cost to be something absolutely disgusting. What if it weren't? Not real money. Like, is it going to cost a lot to do it? Apologies for playing coy, but all I can say is smiley face. We'll have more details in September. Isn't it funny that people dog on the first Ascendant and yet it's come out later than the final shape, and yet they are already taking feedback from the community and actually making improvements way before Bungie does? It's crazy. Isn't that crazy? That's crazy. That's crazy. Wait, you guys actually test stuff before releasing it and still break everything you mess with? And that's a perfect segue. Bungie released this on the way it was. They could have saved time and effort, and they could have been pro gamer. And they know what a good grind is. They've seen Onslaught. How do we make things fair and balanced? Hell, they could have even left the double glitch knowing that the community like it, but they didn't want that because people would have better chances of getting the drops they want and leave sooner. But what they didn't realize is that by not recognizing that people wanted to play the mission and wanted to farm, they made people leave. When you don't listen to your community, you don't respect them, they leave. It doesn't matter if you're trying to pad time or trying to have retention. If you're so fixated on that and not what actually makes the player want to play the game, they're not going to stick around and play the game. Like, how often do we have to beat Bungie with a stick and say, learn already, old man, learn? People have given constant feedback and you don't listen. I'm not sure how you can take a formula that works and ruin it over a number of years, but I guess Bungie figured it out. The insane waste of potential this mode continues to have is baffling. You've got gold in the palm of your hand. Stop throwing it away, Bungie. Again, constant criticism from the community about we like things and you change it and then you don't change what we don't like. It's crazy how they don't listen because they want to do what they want to do and not what's best for the community. They're trying to worm their way, like, how can we make it the game we want, but not what the community wants? And then it's funny. The responses this week from Bungie has been astronomically hilarious. So they banned the people that made them look like fools, and they did. The people that got banned because they made them look bad in front of Bungie, or sorry, made Bungie look bad in front of Sony. It costs them who knows how much money and time and resources to fix the problem by nerfing the world chest, and then they had to go back and fix nerfing the whole thing. Like, they broke the whole overthrow situation, and so they had to spend more time and money, and Sony has them under a microscope right now. So them wasting resources to double dip on a problem that they caused doesn't look good. They look like idiots. So it was very obvious that they retaliated against the people that made the AFK macros and banned them, and then hide it under the excuse of we can't give information away even though there's cheaters nonstop. And someone mentioned that, oh, they do ban waves. Do you think people that if Bungie does ban waves, that means for months the community has to suffer with cheaters and then they ban them, but then those cheaters are just going to make new accounts. And you're like, well, it takes time for them to figure out the system and make new cheats. They're just going to use the same cheats. They'll figure it out, but they're still going to use the same cheats because obviously it takes months before they get banned again. Like, make it make sense. The people who are getting screwed over are the people who aren't cheating for months. That's why you have people like Grenadier Jake and all these other PvPers complaining about cheaters. Literally, we are the ones getting suffered all because Bungie doesn't want to give out secrets. We don't want them to know. And people are like, well, other MMOs are like that. Yeah, other MMOs are also looter shooters. And they're also, I'm just going to move on from that. But it's funny because they've had negative response to the people being banned. Then it came out and changed the TOS about AFK farming. Then people obviously are furious about that. And so they came out with attunement, and people are still flaming them up. Not only that, they're flaming Bungie for not having any transparency and communicating with the community. And now all of a sudden, out of nowhere, Bungie's starting to be cute with their account. They're starting to comment on people's videos. Like, they're being cute, which is something they've never really done. They've done it maybe a couple times, but they're really laying it heavy now because now they're being compared to games like Warframe and how that company is very with the community. Like, they're trying to react to negativity, but they should have already been doing it. And that's the problem with the community who isn't calling this behavior out. It's like, you should have already been active with your community. You should already be transparent. We shouldn't have to bring pitchforks and fire. The game shouldn't be dying. Your community shouldn't be leaving for you to like, oh crap, we got to turn the ship around. We're sinking. Someone do something. Someone save us. Please save our game. Please save us. I'm sorry, but your little cutesy moments isn't going to save the years of ignoring your community. You don't care. Your leaders definitely don't care. And acting like you're actually going to do something. I'll believe it when I see it. Again, this is a Band-Aid fix. If it's very high chance, like 80%, 90% chance, great. If it's like anything like Onslaught, this is not going to really solve the problem. Xur is not solving the problem because it's random that he even shows up. Literally the first week is guaranteed. And after this, it's random. You may not even bring them. Now, it seems like you're going to be able to hit it multiple times. I got corrected, apparently, though I don't know what language says that you can do it more than once. So I stand corrected if you can, but you can only do it, what, twice? And then you have to go farm more stuff. So you have to do like, what, Nightfalls and stuff, which requires me to care enough to play the game to even do in the first place, which, again, most of your player base is already gone. A little too late. I just wanted to cover this and talk about it because this is nice, but it's too little too late. It's a symptom of, it is a small solution. The symptom's still there. AFK was never the problem. It was Bungie's lack of engagement with the community, lack of responding and caring and being timely about it. Hell, they're just now giving us a dev picture, which is obviously a desperate throw out there. Like, oh crap, the communities hate us again. We got to do something quick. Like, just like their emergency live streams. What's sad is if they said months ago, hey, we've got something in the works. We're thinking about doing attunement for exotics. Nothing on it yet, but we want to give you some like, let you guys know this is what we're considering. We're trying to address the issue, not we hear you. Like, I almost feel like if we type that in, Destiny, we hear you, Bungie. I'm just curious. What pops up? Oh, remember this? IGN reports that Bungie developers have been begging leadership to make necessary changes to win players back. Remember this? I feel bad for those developers. Y'all remember that? I remember it. Tell me. Are they doing things to win players back? I don't think so. I don't see anything that pops up, but I guarantee we hear you is literally the meme. Everest is nowhere near as bad as months in other games. Eager Edge wasn't nerfed hard enough. Okay, I don't know. I don't know. I digress. Everyone knows that's their tagline. We hear you, but they don't listen. We hear you. It goes through one ear and out the other. Don't you notice? It's crazy that some people are like, W, but it's the bare minimum. And listen, I love the game. It has potential, man. Grenadier Jake said it in one of his videos that Destiny has potential. They have got gold in their hands, but they're wasting it. know there's a lot of people that don't like Renee or Jake, but we can all agree that Destiny has potential and it's being wasted on Bungie. I obviously admit that I have a mental illness of Stockholm syndrome, where some players take it a notch above and they're masochists. Like, they will let Bungie sit on their faces, not in the good way. They'll use them as like doormats, chairs, whatever. And there's parts of the community, the vocal minority, who are actually very loud, saying they are. But I'm glad to see that people are sounding off and supporting the video. It's good to see that I'm not the only one who has some brain cells left from this community. It is baffling. It is a night and day. You go to Warframe, people are so supportive, and the community, the devs are supportive. Like, they have developed a fantastic community, whereas this community is so torn. And actively, by just reading people's comments, I feel like I'm becoming dumb. I'm becoming dumb. I think I've talked myself into go play some Warframe. I'd advise you to. By the way, I did, you know, the meme of, I did my job. I did my job, ladies and gentlemen. Someone asked, should I refund it? And I said, if you want to experience the conclusion to 10 years, yes. If you don't care, then refund. And they refunded it. And I told them to try playing Warframe. I did my job, saving one sucker from losing their mind and being trapped by mental illness, one gamer at a time. Until next time, seethe.